Hey everyone, Zero in the house, and welcome back to another video, WOTV Final Fantasy Brave Exvius New Content Overview, where we have a look at what's new every Wednesday. Today, Saddle is finally available for all of us, he's part of the standard pool, and we'll see how we can achieve him, and yeah, it's finally good to see a wind unit that is strong, but also part of the standard pool. So without further ado, let's have a look at what's in the summons. But before we do that, if you guys are aware, we did receive some nice goodies from Hiroki. So why don't we get those first before we do anything else? Okay, now that we have replenished our stock of stuff, why don't we go onto the summons and see what's available to us. So as part of the celebration of the 12 million download of World Vision, we're given with one free pool every week. So why don't we do this now? I don't imagine anything out of the ordinary will show up, but still nice to see what's up. And as I imagined, we didn't get our expectations were met. Now we also have a paid version of the 12 million download, and I wouldn't even allow new players to do this. This is pretty much the worst banner that we can ever have. It's like a paid summon with no incentives. It's no different, to be honest, than the ticket summon, the rare summon that's used for tickets. So just be aware, don't get baited, and think before you trigger. Now, if we go further down, this is actually what we're really interested in, and this is the standard banner for Sadali. We can see his weapon as well, which is attainable this week. And yeah, Sadali seems to be a pretty strong unit. He seems to be doing a lot of things, and pretty important role for the wind unit, for the wind roster as well. Cost 100, and as you guys can see, I have that damn pool ticket, which we will do at the end of the video. We'll see whether we'll be lucky or not. Now, what I recommend people doing if they're really chasing Sadali, instead of the PD standard banner, I recommend doing this. As you can see, there is the potential of doing this 5 times, and if you go all the way once, you'll pretty much get 500 medals. So if you do this 4 times, you'll get 2000 medals, which is what you need to get Sadali through the PD, which is on the mock shop. So if you're really wanting to get this guy and you're out of luck and you gotta rely on medals, perhaps this is the best way to go about it. Also because you get 80 medals every repetition. So, and you'll also have an MR guaranteed. So you'll feel less down by doing this. Let's say you have some sort of reward. We also have a paid banner, which I wouldn't do, especially for standard unit. Now, this is the biggest bait ever. Now, if you're brand new player, yes, go ahead. 6,000 free Visor is actually an amazing way of getting a fully leveled unit, but the caveat is that it's a random unit. You can't even choose the level 99. So if you're a seasoned player, you know, just make sure that you read everything and are aware of what you're doing. But if you are brand new and like maybe you have less than half the roster, then perhaps best way of getting a level 99 unit, especially with the fact that you don't have to invest too much resources into getting there. Further down, we just want to make sure that you're aware that we have a guild banner for our man Sadali. If you're planning to pull him or not, this should expedite your growth for him. Now, if we go on to the mock shop, I want to have a look at a couple of things here. The first is just to reiterate and for you guys to have a visual confirmation that you can get Sadali with medals, and also that there's different medals that you can use, the 12M medals, in case you want to pull for those paid banners, which I hope you don't, because this stuff is nothing out of the ordinary. And we're approaching summer, and I'm sure that we will probably get a Galax very soon as well. It hasn't been that, well, it's been since April, since we got Esther, and we're approaching the 3-4 month mark for the new Galax. So just thought I'd bring that up. From here, we will go on to the shop, and this is where we have a look at good stuff. What I really like here is the 12 million deluxe shop for one thing and one thing only: this ticket. And look how many good stuff you can get compared to the to the version where you can only get the pink red stuff. Like, this is actually a lot of good stuff. You get a lot for 300 Viz. So, you know, I'm bringing up the version of this for Resnick that was complete trash. So, you know, it's worth it. Like, for this type of stuff, cost 100, and like all that stuff is absolutely worth it. Now, if you go onto the free version of the shop, of the 12 million download shop, we have a free, I mean, this is just kind of commemoratory. It's kind of symbolic, but what I really like is for 120 free Visure, you can get a UR guaranteed ticket. This will be extremely good in the future. So the way to go about this is just to save 10 of them through various means. Obviously, one of them is to use your mug medals. I think it's your guild or your friend medals every week, and then save them up. And then in a situation where there'll be a lot of standard pool units that you don't have, then you can try your free luck at getting 10 URs, and that's a good deal if you ask me. So better save those things up until you really need them. On top of that, we have one very cheap way of getting Blossom of Paradise, and we also have these JP keys for Gil, Ovalite. I'm not overly worried about mentioning, but yeah, definitely happy with the JP key. And if you guys are loaded, you can get that Diamond Mace +5 for only 2,000 free. So that's a really good deal if you ask me. If we have a look at the shop banner below, this is all about Sadly, so nothing out of the ordinary. Let's go on to the power play. A couple of things to talk about here. What I'm really intrigued here is to see this defy the divinity of the founder. Pretty much it appears that we'll be able to fight against Sadly in a pseudo guild setting, which will be very interesting. So in a situation where you might go against Sadly in a guild battle, you won't be unprepared. Seems like they really want to prepare you. He might have a lot of stuff under his sleeve, so you know, they're even giving us a chance to get familiar with the unit. Secondarily, there's also Black Rose Helena style slash Lita the Bold version of upgrading this cost 100 units. They also probably are an incentive for you to pull for them, but they don't seem absolutely mind-blowing whatsoever. But it's still nice to have those items. And what I'm mostly interested about is the equipment training quest for the Diamond Mace. And the Diamond Mace actually adds an element that is really important for all the mace users, which we didn't have before, and it is spirit penetration. So I think this mace will be a very important piece of equipment for damage dealing units such as Glacial Regalia. So if you have the unit, definitely get at least one of this. If you plan to get Sally, maybe get a second one, but I think this is more important for Glacial Regalia. And I believe that is pretty much all. So why don't we do that pull? We'll see if we're lucky, and if we are, happy days. Let's go. So before I do this, I want to keep animations. I'm keeping my expectations low as usual. It would be nice to have the same luck as what I had for Lila, but we have an MR unit that can always convert. We have 3 options. We have 3 chances of getting Sadly, or at least a UR unit, but it would be nice if that UR unit was Sadly. So far we're having a bit of trash. Do we have a conversion? We don't have a conversion. Do we have a conversion here? We don't have a conversion. All right, we're getting close. Maybe we only have 1. Do we have a conversion? No. Oh well. It is what it is. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you're aiming to get Sally, best of luck. He's gonna be a pretty good unit for you guys. Otherwise, if you're gonna be like me and wait to get him natural in the future, that's also a pretty good way of going about it. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this week's content, and we'll catch you next week. You guys take care and have a good one. Bye for now.